Today, we're talking about the power of investing in yourself. So this is part of a 3-part series that I'm doing for the Daily Success Show podcast, where we're really deep diving into money and some important concepts that are going to help you to be able to think about your money as we walk into the fourth quarter of the year. And if you're like me, then I imagine that you're thinking heavily about what you set out to accomplish at the beginning of the year, where you are now, where is your business financially? Have you hit those revenue milestones that you've been aiming towards? Or do you feel like that there's still some work to be done? So in this 3-part money series, we're going to start to really uncover some things that will help us to be more productive as entrepreneurs, and considering how we're spending time each day on our business. How are we thinking about money? What things are we working on in our businesses? What things are you doing that can help you to get to that next desired milestone? Now, in this episode, we're going to talk about investing in yourself. In the next episode in the series, we're going to talk about money-making activities and how to spend your time. And then we're going to round it out with talking about areas where your business might be leaking money. And this has to do with your business operations and back-end systems and processes. If you have ever struggled when it came to making a financial decision about what to invest in, right? There's all of these things that can potentially help you to grow. There are, courses and mastermind groups and coaches and consultants and conferences and other service professionals that can assist you in different areas of your business. And I know firsthand that it can be challenging to think about, where do you invest? Like, where do you put your dollars to be able to get the biggest return on your investment, but also thinking about what's going to help you to hit that next revenue milestone that you want to achieve. I know it's so important. And so I really want to unpack mistakes. So we're going to talk about 6 mistakes when it comes to the power of investing in yourself. I'm seeing through many entrepreneurs and through our clients where they are struggling in these areas, which are putting them in a place of analysis paralysis instead of actually making a decision and moving forward that's going to help them grow. They are stuck in these areas, okay? And I don't want you to be in that place anymore. So we're going to unpack the 6 mistakes that you're making when it comes to investing in yourself. And so knowing and understanding these mistakes are going to help you to operate way more powerfully when it comes to making those financial decisions. Okay, but before we do that, I want to give a listener shout out, and this is something that I'd like to do a lot more on the show. We had this great listener shout out that came in from Sony, and Sony said, I just wanted to send you a note because I've been listening to your podcast, and the episode on August 19th, create a weekly reset routine for your business and get more done, was amazing. I've always considered myself to be pretty organized, but life and priorities and projects shift, taking time to reset myself and my priorities, I'm realizing is critical for me. I'm finding myself lost in other people's priorities, as you noted in the episode, and I'm not getting my own work done to make progress on things that are important to me. I found the tips to be actionable and thoughtful, and I'm going to sit down this afternoon and listen to it again and write down my priorities for the week. I'll also plan to check out the Daily Success Routine Journal. So thank you so much, Sony. I really loved getting this message. I enjoy so much when listeners send a note or leave us a rating and review and let our team know that the podcast is making a difference. I mean, this is why we do it. We do it for you. We do it so that you can be more profitable and productive in your business. And when I see this kind of stuff, it just makes me feel really happy and that the work that we're doing is having an impact. All right, so let's jump into today's episode.
Daily success, daily success. Plan the week ahead, be excellent. Make money move, achieve your goals. Transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, daily success. Go and get yours. Better go get yours.
Starting off, number 1 with the 6 mistakes that you're making when it comes to investing in yourself. So first is not being willing to commit money and time in the same way that you expect other people to invest in you. Okay, let me just say that again, because this is really important that you get this. If you have an unwillingness to commit your own time and money in your business, but you expect others to invest in you, that is a mistake. So think about it this way. If you've ever said to yourself, man, I wish I had a business mentor, or I want to build an advisory board of people that can help me to grow, but you're not willing to invest that time in other people, right? So what happens when you're a event and someone asks you a question? Are you hoarding information? Are you sharing information? Are you sowing into other people and therefore people are willing to sow in you, right? Like the universe just kind of gives you that natural return and someone is willing to help you. Sometimes it's not on the mentor or advisor side. Sometimes it's actually on the client side. In your business, you could be saying to yourself, why aren't more people doing business with you? You're wondering why you're not attracting the right clients or attracting high-paying clients or high-value clients, right? That aren't energy-draining type of clients. But you have no idea what it feels like to make those kind of investments yourself. So your clients, when they choose to work with you, in many cases, they're making a decision, a financial decision, to part with their resources, right? Part with their dollars, right? So money is this value exchange. They're deciding to part with their dollars to be able to get some kind of value from you, and making the decision to part with their dollars to get value in a way that you can help and support them is them also making a decision about other things that they may not be able to take advantage of because they're investing with you. If you're not investing in yourself, if you're not actually spending money for your own personal growth and development, then how can you know what it feels like for someone to make that decision when they're deciding to be in business with you, right? So this is a big mistake. I see so many people that coaches or, bookkeepers or all sorts of service professionals. And it's like, they don't want to invest in coaching. They're not getting coached, or they don't want to invest in training, or they don't want to invest in services with others, but they want people to invest with them. All right. So just really think about that. Number 2, second mistake that I often see is entrepreneurs putting money into things that have no return or quickly lose value. Ugh, this is such a big one. Say, for example, I recently had someone to send me an email who was planning to join our program. And she said, Jamila, I think now I'm not going to be able to join the program because I have to get a car. And I was like, okay, and so I just want you to think about that, right? Like, have you ever said that? Like, oh, I can't make an investment of myself because I need to pay a bill or get a car or take care of this expense. Now, I'm not saying that you should be taking the bus everywhere or that you shouldn't pay your bills and be a responsible person. But what I am saying is you want to also have money that is invested in things that are going to multiply. Your bills will be there every single month, and they're important because they are putting a roof over your head. They are allowing you to have electricity and water and all of those important things. But is all of your money going to bills, things that aren't multiplying, and then you have nothing left over? So if you just keep creating bills, but not actually putting your money, your dollars, your dollars toward things that are going to multiply your dollars, then that is a big mistake. I remember when I was in my first sort of corporate role. So the school that I went to for university, we basically went to school for 6 months and we worked for 6 months. And in my first co-op experience, that's what we called our work experience, co-op, I remember having this conversation with my manager where maybe it was like on a Friday or something when we had just got paid, and I had said kind of like under my breath, like, seems like I'm always like putting out money every time I get paid. Like there's always all these bills to pay. And he said something to me, which at the time, honestly, really felt kind of offensive. But in hindsight, it made sense, which was, oh, if that's the way you feel, then stop creating the bills. And I was like really offended by that statement. But let's just unpack that for a second. In some cases, you might be creating bills, and you might even be doing it in a small way that doesn't feel like a lot at first. Today, there are a lot of companies that are offering monthly subscriptions, right? It could be your gym membership, 3, 4, or 5 different softwares that you're subscribed to that are $10 here, $15 there, $50 here, $100 there. Before you know it, you have a couple of $100 a month that's coming out in these little micro expenses that are driving up your costs, but none of which are actually getting you any kind of return. When I first got started in my entrepreneurial career, I remember making some crazy financial decisions to cut back my expenses, live in an apartment it was a nice apartment, but it was only like $475 a month. And it was a beautiful bi-level apartment. The building was a rent-controlled building, so that's how the fee was so low. I bought a car outright in cash so that I didn't have an ongoing car note because I knew my intention was to start a business, and I didn't want to have this tremendous amount of overhead while I was building that business, because trust me, it is very difficult to be creative in your business and make good decisions when you're constantly feeling financial pressure for real responsibilities that you have to take care of. And so those were some decisions that I made early on that allowed me to be able to thrive and get the business to a point that it was able to pay me a salary. And so if you're constantly putting money into things that aren't getting you a return, that aren't multiplying your dollars, then you really need to reconsider exactly how you are allocating your financial resources. Number 3, thinking that self-sacrificing is sexy. You've been conditioned to believe that being a good mom, wife, daughter, sister, friend, fill in the blank, means putting everyone else first, and that's absolutely not true. I feel that so many of us, especially women, feel like their value to the people that they love is in being able to drop everything and make something happen for someone else. It's in your ability to not do something that you want to do so that you can take care of your kids or your significant other. But I want you to know that this is like a lie. It is a terrible way of thinking. And let me let you know how you can tell. You can tell that this is not an effective way of creating value because in many cases you feel miserable when you're doing it. When so much of your day or your life is consumed by doing things for others, but really in your heart of hearts, you feel frustrated by the fact that there's no time for yourself, it is a clear indicator that this is not working for you and that you need to make different decisions. Self-sacrificing is not sexy. It's not cool. It's not okay. What is okay is honoring your own self-commitments. And if you've been feeling a lack of confidence in your business and your ability to do what needs to be done in order to grow and scale to the next level, then trust me, the best thing that you can do is to start honoring commitments with yourself. Mistake number 4, paying the knowledge tax. Okay, let me explain firstly what the knowledge tax is. It's the premium for what you don't know. So let's say that you feel like right now in your business, you have more time than you do money to invest in yourself. In that case, you are spending a considerable amount of your time utilizing free resources on the internet, trying to figure out how to get things done. But when you have some level of money, when you have a business budget that allows you to make financial choices where you can start investing that money in order to save time, have more people to help you to get things done, or be able to have people to shortcut your learning, be able to hire mentors and advisors and consultants and trainers that will give you the step-by-step process that you can take so that you don't have to spend weeks, months, years, even days, right, on the internet trying to figure things out. So the knowledge tax is you don't know what you don't know. And you can spend a really long time in your business being in lack mode and not wanting to part with any cash, not making investments, and therefore you are losing momentum. You are losing time towards your growth, right? And what I hate to see when this happens is business owners can get discouraged because they feel like they've been at it for a really long time. They're not seeing the desired results that they want, and they feel like they want to give up because you've been working so hard to make things happen and you're just not where you want to be yet. Well, if you've been paying the knowledge tax, right, then that's why. Because you're so busy trying to figure it all out on your own instead of getting in a community that will help you to learn from other people's mistakes, learn from other people's successes, their wins, what they have done and what they have done wrong so that you do not make those same mistakes. I remember growing up, my mom used to have this saying, which was, you like to learn the hard way, don't you? And I don't think I knew exactly then what she meant, but I totally get it now, which was, let's just say she told me, don't go to the store walking down Washington Street. Instead, go to the store walking down Marshall Street, because if you walk down Washington Street, some bad things might happen. There might be people that are bothering you. There might be people that are giving that stranger danger effect. But if I go down Marshall Street, everything's going to be okay. Sometimes we feel like we need to figure things out the hard way by doing it ourselves instead of just listening to somebody who's already been there, done that, and can write the book on it, that can guide our path and give us the information that we need so that we can get further faster, right? So Do not continue to pay the knowledge tax. That is a big mistake. It is so much better to learn the smart way, right? Which is having advice, mentorship, guidance, people that are smarter than you in the room, than it is to learn the hard way of figuring everything out yourself. Are you loving today's episode? Then I want to invite you to check out my new masterclass, 5 shifts that women entrepreneurs need to make their business profitable. In this masterclass, I'm going to show you exactly how to manage your schedule for top priorities and streamline everything else. We're going to talk about the unproductive habits that are creating a ceiling in your income. I'm going to show you to leverage the power of routines to get more consistent at bringing in revenue, and how to get more done in 3 months than you have all year while working less hours. And then finally, I'm going to share how you can use the daily success framework to allow you to wake up every single day knowing exactly what to work on in your business. If you're ready to hit that next revenue milestone in your business, then don't wait 1 second longer. Go to dailysuccess.co/grow. That's dailysuccess.co/grow. Register for the masterclass right now while spaces are still available. Let's continue with mistake number 5, putting other people's goals before your own. One of our Achiever Club members, Charnay, said this so eloquently when she shared with me that being a part of the mastermind group has inspired her to wake up and work for herself before she leaves the house to go to work for somebody else. Oh, isn't that so much gold? I love it. So Charnay is a business owner who still maintains a 9-to-5 and makes a great living at her 9-to-5, but also has been building a business outside of her day job. And what she realized is she was feeling torn a lot of the times when it came to having the space to do the work that was necessary for her business to grow. And to make that shift, she has decided like, hey, I'm going to get up, and instead of like dilly-dallying in the morning or sleeping in late, I'm actually going to spend time doing things, right? She's doing things in her business that are allowing it to move forward. And if you're in that situation, that's absolutely something that you can do too, because a lot of business owners are in a situation where they're putting their 9-to-5 first. And I'm not saying sacrifice your 9-to-5 and don't have any kind of living. But the problem is that you may be expanding the time that you're spending on work way outside of working hours. I know you can feel obligated to do this, especially if you're in the position of being the breadwinner in your household. You might be telling yourself that it's the wrong time to really double down on your business because you're carrying the load for your entire family. But the reality is, if you're carrying the load for your entire family, it's even more important for you to set yourself up in a way that allows you to multiply your income. If all of your eggs are in one basket, your 9-to-5 day job, and you don't have any other means of income, what happens if the company suddenly goes away? What happens if the company has to lay off people or downsize, or they sell off your division or department, right? What happens if your manager or supervisor wakes up tomorrow and decides that they don't like you? Like, do you have the resources that you can guard and protect yourself because you have an income generating business, because you have made the investments that are necessary for you to be able to grow your business to the next level? Okay, so I want you to take away that investing in yourself, right? Being able to know that you have that financial freedom, that you're in control of your financial future, is critical. And when it comes to being the breadwinner in your family, it's important that you have a partner that wants you to succeed. And not because the money that you make is coming into the household, but because they want to see you winning. They know that you deserve it. They know that you've been working towards this. And the increase in the income and the revenue in your business is a result of building a business that is a symbol that you are creating value for others and making a difference. Now, I also want to just address in this idea of putting other people's goals before your own, kids. Oh yeah, we got to talk about the kids, because I know for you want the best for your kids, and telling your kids that they can be anything they want to be when they grow up means that you're showing them what that looks like. It doesn't matter if you're telling your kid that they can be president, or they can be a firefighter, or a teacher, or a business owner, or anything that they want to be, if you're not showing them what putting the effort of doing that is like. Like, you want your kid to see their mom winning and going after her dream, so that they know that it takes effort. And I feel like there's so many kids that just have this false impression these days that things are just supposed to be handed to them and they don't have to work for anything. And that's just not how the world works. So if you want to raise an amazing tiny human, then the best thing that you can do for them is to show them what going for their goals and dreams looks like. You are not serving anyone by putting off what you need to accomplish for your business for someone else. Like, you're not serving anyone by doing that. All right. Number 6 is needing to ask your partner for permission to make business investments. Big mistake. Now, how you and your partner manage your finances is your choice. But my question is, why don't you have a budget and an account that is for the business? Sales from your business should be going into a separate bank account. Your salary from the business should be deposited, direct deposit, or as a check that goes into the business account. Now, if you're your own angel investor and you're pulling money out of your salary, which means you're pulling money out of the household budget in order to direct those funds into your business, then my suggestion would be for you and your partner to agree on what that amount is every month, right? Whether it's $50, $100, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, every month, that is the decision to invest in the business. And then once that money is in the business account, from there, you decide as the CEO of the company what is going to happen with that money. It's your role to make wise investments that will help those funds multiply. Now, sometimes you will kick ass at making those decisions, and sometimes you will make mistakes, and that's okay. But hoarding the money or like playing freeze dance and not doing anything will cause you to stagnate and fail. It is also a big mistake to delegate responsibility for what needs to happen financially in the business to someone else, whether that is a partner, a bookkeeper, a CFO, it does not matter. As the leader of the company, all of these people are a resource for you. They have insights and ideas and feedback that they can provide you in making decisions. But at the end of the day, you have the call. You need to make the call. I was recently having a conversation with a client who was looking to make additional investments in her business with our company. And she said to me, like, I'm going to put it on this card, but before I do, let me just like ping my ex-husband and let him know, even though we're divorcing, we still manage our finances together, but it won't be any issue at all. I just need to let him know. Well, don't you know, she got back in touch with me and was like, he said no. And I'm like, well, what did you think he was going to say? You're doing something that's going to level up your business and your personal growth, and he's not going to benefit from that because you guys are separating. Did you think he was going to say, I'm going to invest in you being your personal best for the next man that comes along? Hell to the no, right? Like, he's not going to do that. So let's get it together. You are the decision maker in your business. If you're not making those decisions, 9 times out of 10, it's because you don't actually have a budget for your business. So let's solve that first. Let's get a budget in place, a separate account for your business that you are making those business decisions from. And while you may consult all of the advisors, if you choose, I don't recommend it, but if you choose, you can take all of the advisement that you like. But at the end of the day, you need to decide. Now, here's the big takeaway that I want you to have from this episode, if nothing else. Your capacity to invest will grow. This is the biggest thing that I've learned about myself and even in my own business experience. Thinking back to earlier in my entrepreneurial career, I wasn't ready to make those bigger investments up front, but bigger results will require bigger investments. So there's levels to this, and you just have to realize that you can maybe just start where you are, and those levels, your capacity to invest will increase. For example, in the early phases of my business, at the early phases of my entrepreneurial career, I was looking for free information, right? I was in that place of having more time than money. And so I was trying to find any single resource that I could that would tell me how to execute whatever it was that I needed to do at the time. I went from that to making $20 to $50 investments in, small courses, or going to a one-off workshop that might have been $30 or $35. Then I leveled up to making $97 investments in the business, and then getting programs and training that cost $297, and then $500, and then $1,000. And so for a while, I was at that $1,000 mark. I was okay with investing $1,000, $997 here and there to be able to get insights or training that would help me to grow my business. But then I had a really big epiphany. I realized that DIY wasn't working for me anymore, right? So I could get this amazing training that might have been $1,000, which I felt comfortable investing, but I had to do it all myself. I was watching videos, listening to the instructor or expert who had the knowledge to share with me, but I didn't have anyone to go to for questions. And I realized that that wasn't working for me anymore. I really needed a deeper level of support. And so then I started investing in training and coaches that were running $2,000 and $3,000. And now at the level of goals that I have, the investments that I make and need to make in my business are at the 10K level, the 20K level and above. That's what it takes for me at this stage to learn for somebody who's 5 or 10 steps ahead of me. Now, I want to be totally transparent and say, and I'm ashamed to admit this now, it took me a while, right, to really upgrade my mindset when it came to investing in myself and my capacity to invest. And part of what I found was the holdup is I felt like, well, paying all these big ticket items to these people are just me helping them get rich. I'm helping them make money in their business, but it's not helping me make money in my business, or I'm not making business fast enough and they're not doing what I need them to do and they're not showing up in the way that I expected. And I was no, it's nobody's responsibility to get results for you and your business except for you. It is your responsibility, right, to find the mentors, the advisors, the training, the information and support to execute that you need for your next level. But it's up to you to roll up your sleeves, do the work, and make it happen, to show up and get what you came for. So when you think about investing, I want you to know it is 100% about you. It is not about the other person. It is about you and you making the decision that you're ready to grow, that you don't want to stay at that same place anymore, that you're tired of paying that knowledge tax. And best believe I'd be happy to pay somebody, $5,000 or 10 grand or whatever for training and personal development that is going to net a 2, 3, 4, 5x return, because I take that information and I create that return. Entrepreneurship is the best personal development work that you can do. But your business, it can only grow as much as you do. So I want to invite you to utilize the power of investing in yourself to make strategic decisions that are going to get you and your business to the next level, and so that you can be a profitable and productive CEO. Hey, we don't have to wait until the next episode to hang out. So the next time you're on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, type Jamila Payne or Daily Success Routine into the search bar, and you'll find more great tips, inspiration, and ideas to help you get organized, productive, and live your dream life.
Daily success, daily success. Plan a week ahead, be excellent. Make money move, achieve your goals. Transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, daily success. Go and get yours. You better go get yours. Daily success, daily success, daily success. You better go get yours. Daily success, daily success, daily success, daily success.